Hey everybody, welcome back. Thank you for watching and subscribing. Today I wanted to talk a little bit more about why you should build your own van. You know, I'm gonna actually be honest, I've built this van, so I'm a little biased. However, the next van that we build, the next van that we get is going to be a Sprinter van, and we're having it built. Yeah, I'll have a perspective on both of these shortly, but there's a lot of reasons to build your own. The first one, of course, being money, because you can save probably, gosh, anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 on a build, and that's a lot of money. That's like a whole nother van. So that's the reason most people would do it. Another good reason is that you can make it custom yourself, and you know exactly what you want, and you can create it to suit your needs. You can create different like bed systems and all of that sort of stuff. Got a siren going by. One other good reason to build your own van is so that you know where everything is, like the wiring and the plumbing and the tubing for the heater and all of that stuff. If you put it in yourself, you're gonna know where it's at and how to fix it and how to repair it and how to replace parts on it and stuff like that. So I think it's really a good idea to build a van and understand how all that stuff goes in and works. So when you build your own van, you can create a space that is very tuned to what you want. So when we built ours, I knew that we wanted a seat right here, so we can come in, sit down, eat, and chat with our friends and whatever. A lot of times we'll just pull up to a beautiful spot and open the door and sit here and have a beer and look out into the mountains. Another thing we did was just recently we replaced all of the battery with new lithium-ion batteries, and it's a lot better system. But that was something that I knew that I could do later because I knew how to change all the wiring and move all of that stuff because I'd done it before. We knew that we wanted like plenty of storage, so you know, we put in these cabinets, and we wanted a sound system, so we put in a Bluetooth sound system. We wanted space underneath the bed for our bikes to fit under there, and then all of our climbing gear and all the other stuff that we'd take, not to mention when I need to like whatever, use the van for running to the landfill or something like that. That's one thing that you can't really do when you have somebody build it unless it's customizable, is like have all of your cabinets and all of your room that you need and the space that you need, because when you create something, or when you have something created in a van, it's generally like a kit. And so, alright, sometime soon I'm going to go and do an entire walkthrough on our van because it's going to be for sale pretty soon, and we're going to get a Sprinter probably within the next month or two. We're going to have it built. As you know, Sprinters are not, you know, out there right now. There's hardly any of them. We had to go to Springfield, Illinois to find one. One aspect of building a van yourself that I haven't talked about yet is the fact that when you're done, you have a lot of pride in your project, or you should have. You've built it, you've created it the way you want. I love having people ask me about my van when I'm camped or something like that, and somebody stops and wants to take a peek inside, and it's the coolest thing to, you know, have somebody say, you know, it looks really awesome. And I was like, well, thanks, I built it. And you can't put a price on that kind of stuff. So if that's your thing, if you're a builder, if you enjoy working with your hands, it's probably a good idea for you to build your own, because you'll save a ton of money and you'll have fun doing it. It does take a long time. The time it takes to create your own van, it took us about 6 months if you want to not talk about like the final little touches. If you want to talk about the final little touches, it took about 8 months. We built it kind of basic, and then we took off and traveled in it, and we realized what we needed, what we wanted different. And then, you know, I just got done rebuilding it again. You know, there's a lot of work that goes into it, but if you were to have somebody build it on the flip side, it takes about a month. And you just leave your van with them, and you talk to them every once in a while, and then you're on your way. And that, I think, is appealing, especially after building my own. So that's what we're doing next. We're having Titan Vans in Boulder create ours for us. Boulder is just like 45 minutes away from us in Estes Park, so that's an option that we chose and that we jumped on as soon as we realized it was a thing, and it's going to be great. It's going to be professionally done, everything detailed, mitered, and you know, just created super well. So we're looking forward to that. So one thing to keep in mind, if you're going to build your own van, you better be handy, because you're going to need to tear into it, and you're going to need to like take things apart, find out where all of the stinking rattles are. Yeah, and that was one thing that like bothered the crap out of us while we were driving, was all the rattles, and it was because I went cheap on some of the latches and some of the handles and stuff like that. So if you're gonna build it, put quality stuff in it, and use really thick plywood, and use stainless steel slam latches and that sort of thing, so that it doesn't fall apart and it doesn't rattle, and because you're going to put a lot of miles on this van. But when you're driving down the road in 2 years and things are banging around and falling apart, you're going to regret using cheap stuff. So if you're going to build it, you're going to be saving a ton of money already. Use some of that money that you're saving and just buy some quality stuff. In the comments below, do me a favor and ask me any questions you want, and let's talk about building a van on your own. And if you want to ask me about like the heaters that I used, or the sink, or the stove, or lighting, or anything like that, just jump on, and I'd be happy to, you know, comment. So